You don't need 2020 vision to see the love for comics is still going strong as we enter the new decade. The Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture celebrates their 8th annual Black Comic Book Festival.
We have 2 days full of an amazing display of Black comic book art, animation art, writers who are either independent or with publishers, just showcasing their work to the community, not only the Black comic book community, but also people who enjoy literature, reading, and also representation.
With the success of films like Black Panther and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, there's no surprise there's a demand for Black protagonists in comics and beyond. Writer for comic book Black Nerd, Quincy Scott Jones explains where his Black coming-of-age story comes from.
Well, when I was young, we didn't really have as many Black heroes as we do now. And it was, as much as I love superheroes and I felt a certain emotional connection to them, none of them looked like me.
Today, more and more fans of the beloved medium are finding the power within when telling their own super stories.
Melanin is our superpower. With it comes all kinds of creativity. This is a perfect time to be an artist of any kind, whether you're young or old, because our stories can reach further. Stories like Raising Dion that are on Netflix started as a comic book, only one issue, and Netflix bought it.
Many Black writers and illustrators are making a way for themselves in the comic book industry. However, many have noticed Black women in comics and graphic novels are still heavily marginalized.
When you do see them, they're usually like the girlfriend.
We cannot ignore the fact that the comic book industry for decades, years, has been white male dominated, heteronormative, and it's oftentimes them writing stories that are supposed to reflect women, and what's missing sometimes in that is the complexity about who women are.
One of many at the festival hoping to combat the invisibility Black women face is comic book writer Jamila Rouser, who tells us what she hopes to see for the future of Black women in comics.
I want to create comics for Black women to show that there are comics out there for us and by us. I really want to see not just more Black women on the page, but behind the page as well. I want to see more Black women editors, writers, artists at these big publishers too. So I'm doing my own thing, but I want to see Marvel and DC have more Black women creators that are making books, not just putting a Black woman on a book, but a white man's writing it.
The festival hosted a panel discussion dedicated to strong female leads featuring artists and writers like Eve Ewing, Shauna J. Grant, and more, along with many other discussions regarding Black representation in comic books. To view the discussion, visit livestream.com/Schomburg Center. Reporting for BronxNet, Kibin Aline.